Now we are starting the class from the topic nationalism in Europe, and we come to around 25% of the portion. We are having something very hard in the world history, which includes a lot of concepts relating to the history, politics, etc. For example, liberalism. It's a concept something related to politics, which comes from the Latin word liber, which means freedom, which comes from the Latin word which means freedom. And this chapter is related with the feeling of nationalism in Europe. We will go to the chapter. We will go to the chapter. So we came to the point about equality. We came to the point called as equality. And if you look at the French Revolution context, equality means giving equal opportunities to all, but it doesn't say that there is equality in representation. In political level, everyone is not getting a right to vote. That is what the French Revolution said. That is what the French Revolution has said to us. And if you look at the French Revolution's liberty or equality, they gave importance towards private property. They gave importance towards private property. They gave importance towards private property. So equality means there should be a representative government in French context, and elections should be conducted all over France, not by a monarchical style of government, not by a monarchical style of government. And equality before the law means there is no universal suffrage. All the people in France, they are not getting right to vote. And though it was the first political experiment it was the first political experiment in liberal democracy. And equality means voting was, according to them, voting was given to those men who had property under their control. Those men who had property under their control. Men without property and women, they are excluded from this right to vote for political equality. But according to the Jacobins, when the Maximilien Robespierre ruled France, little bit of equality was given to men. For men who is having under the age of 21 years, they are getting a chance to vote. That you have studied in class 9. This chapter is something related with class 9 also. If you think something else from the class 9 also, then only you will be able to get a flow in this chapter. Then only you will be able to get a flow in this chapter. So, when after the after the Maximilien Robespierre period, Napoleon came as the ruler of the France. Napoleon came as the ruler of France, but woman was subject to a status of a minor. Woman was subject to a status of minor, and woman was giving a chance. Woman was giving a chance only as a subject which is coming, under the fathers, or they are subject to be under the male members of the French society. So In some period, in some periods, or during the period of Jacobin's regime, a men under 21 years, all of them they were got a chance to, all of them they were got a chance to vote. All of them they got a chance to vote. And all the non-propertied men, all the non-propertied men, men and women, they began to start struggles in order to give them political rights or right to vote on that context. They asked for right to vote in that context. Next, we will look into the context of. Next, we will look into the context of liberalism in economic sense. Next, we will look into the context of liberalism in economic sense. In economic sense, liberalism means market should be free, getting freedoms. In economic sense, liberalism means markets should be getting freedom. Or markets are those places where goods are bought and sold. Markets are those places where goods are bought and sold. And in economic sense, market should be giving freedom. And usually at that times, the government will impose some restrictions. You are able to see the word state imposed restrictions. Government will impose some restrictions on the movement of goods. On the movement of goods means articles, that you know it very clearly. Goods means an article. Capital means the money that you are supposed to invest. Money that you are supposed to invest. That is what we call it as capital. Capital means the money that we are supposed to invest. So, in economic sense, the concept of liberalism differs from political sense. In economic sense, the concept of liberalism differs from political sense. In economic sense, the state imposed restrictions should not be there. State imposed restrictions should not be there. And the movement of goods and capital should be in a free flow manner. That is the economic context of liberalism. And in the 19th century, you are able to see a middle class or emerging middle class. In that emerging middle class, you are able to see that these group of people, they are more powerful in terms of money. They are getting money in terms of having more wealth. And they were those people who claim that they must also get equal political rights. They must also get equal political rights. They must also get equality. That is what they are asking. That is the role of this middle class. They are educated people. They want more freedom for them within the system. They want those people who holded power for a long centuries, the first estate, second estate, to be down. They want equal representation. There are those people who got wealth through overseas trade. That is this middle class. And if you will take the example of German-speaking regions in the first half of the 19th century, if you look at the 50 years in the first half of the 19th century, due to the arrival of Napoleon in this system, he created small principalities and a confederation of 39 states. So, due to the arrival of Napoleon in this system, he created such an administrative measure in which the ruler will be there in a particular place and he will be controlling the whole country, whole vast region with the help of some governors, whole vast region with some governors. And these 39 principalities, 39 particular regions which is under the control of Napoleon Bonaparte, and these regions will be controlled by governors, and each of them possessed its own currencies. Each of them possessed its own currencies. Imagine that you are living in the first principality, and when you want to go to the the next region, the currency will be different. Each of them is having different weights and measures also. Each of them it is having different weights and measures. A merchant traveling from 1933 from Hamburg to Nuremberg has sell his goods and passed through 7 customs barriers. So, if a merchant is moving from Hamburg to Nuremberg in 1833, in 1833, he want to give taxes in 11 customs barriers. Then what is this customs barrier? What is this customs barrier? A customs barrier, it is a type of restriction which is created for the movement of goods and capital. Imagine that we are having customs barrier relating to the food items. India cannot, or the farmers in India, still we are producing the products. We can't export these items without any restriction. Food items such as rice, wheat are not able to be exported. It is a customs barrier which is created by the government. And imagine that if you want to process industrial waste, such as the materials which included mercury and lead, you are not able to take in the industrial waste into our region. Then if you want to have an industry called as demolishing ships, in Gujarat, in Kandala region, there is such an industry. There in Bangladesh, such a region. You can't have such an industry in all over India without any restriction. That is called as customs barrier. That is called as customs barrier. So, if a merchant is moving in 1833 from Hamburg to Nuremberg, he want to pass 11 customs barriers, and he wanted to pay a duty. He wanted to pay a duty of around 5% at each one of them. So, if you want to pay duty, 5 raised to 11 is the amount of money that he wanted to pay. 5 raised to 11, 5 into 5 into or 5 plus, that is the amount of money that he want to pay. So, that is the amount of money a merchant, if a merchant wants to move through this customs barrier, wants to pay. So, in such a situation, the price of the product will naturally come up. The price of the product will naturally come up. If it naturally come up, the merchant is not getting any benefit. That is what the writer is interested to say. And if you look at this system, duties were levied according to the weights and measures of the good. Each region has its own weights and measures, and it's a time-consuming calculation also. So, duties which are given to according to the system of weights and measures, and each region has its own weights and measures. Weights and measures differ from one principality towards other principality, one region towards other region. And when a merchant wants to take off these goods, if it is a cloth, you want to measure it at each region. That is the problem. But in our system, when you want to sell some products in Karnataka, you can take these products through train or either courier and send it to Karnataka, and you can sell it there. So, there is no restriction there. But imagine that there is restriction when you cross the border of Kerala. You want to measure the length of the clothes, the quality, and when you want to go to the Tamil Nadu, you want to measure the length and quality of the cloth. When you go to Karnataka, likewise, if there is restriction, it will create much difficulty for the merchant. So, here the weights and measures of the goods was in a different manner in each principality, and each region has its own weight system of weights and measures. So, it is very time consuming calculation. And here you want to say that Imagine that you are taking clothes from one region towards other region. Imagine that you are taking cloth from one region toward other region. The measurement which is used in the measurement which is used in different regions are differing. For example, if it is in Frankfurt, it is 54.7 centimeter, and if it is in Manis, it is 55.1 centimeter. In Nuremberg, it is 65.6 centimeter. In Freiburg, it is 53.5 centimeter. So, a unit of measurement is differing in different regions. Unit of measurement is differing in different regions. That is what we are saying here. So, when you measure the cloth, for example, the unit of measurement is differing in different region, and this measurement of clothes, which is ELLE, is presented in our text. That is a measurement of cloth, and it differs from one region towards other region. It is differing from one region towards other region. So, differences are mentioned here. In Frankfurt, it is 54.7, Manis it is 55.1, Nuremberg it is 65.6, Freiburg it is 53.5 centimeter. And such conditions were naturally saw as obstacles. These obstacles are regarding to the economic exchange or movement of goods, and the growth of the commercial class was totally dependent upon the trade related aspects. So, growth of the commercial class was in such a condition which was in a hurdle for them, and they wanted to create, they argued for the creation of a unified territory. They argued for the creation of a unified economic territory. They asked the ruler, at that time it may be Napoleon or it may be any ruler from the Bourbon dynasty. They asked for the ruler and that there should not be any hindered movement of goods, people and capital. There should not be any type of restrictions in the movement of goods, people or capital. People move from that time from one place to another, either in search of goods, either in search of capital, either for a social exclusion. At that time, due to social exclusion, people move from one place to another. So, such conditions were shown as obstacles relating to the economic exchange, and growth of the commercial class was totally dependent upon the creation of a unified economic territory and with an unhindered economic movement. In 1834, a customs union was created, and name of the customs union's name of the customs union is mentioned Sloverian. Customs union was created. Or what is this customs union, which is related on the basis of trade, for trade purpose they created a union. Sloverian was formed. Which country created the customs union? The country called as Prussia created the customs union, and almost all the German states also joined it. So that time trade, almost all the German states also joined it. And this customs union abolished all the trade barriers. The customs union abolished all the trade barriers and reduced the number of currencies over 30 to 2. So, you must remember about this point, from how many to how many, or 30 to 2, the currencies was reduced. These currencies was reduced. So, 1834 customs union was created. Who took the initiative? Prussia. The country called as Prussia took the initiative of the, and almost all the German states are joined. How much currency? The currencies were reduced from 30 to 2. The currencies was reduced from how many to how many? It is 30 to 2. And after that, railways came into the picture and the landscape of Europe. and railways began to take goods from one place to another. Economic interest, national unification began to move through railways or through a faster method, of communication. People began to move from one place to another in a very faster way, and economic nationalism began to be strengthened. Nationalist sentiments began to be growing at that time. And next came a new idea, philosophy. The philosophy is called as conservatism. The philosophy is called as conservatism, which came after 1815. The philosophy is called as conservatism, which came after 1815. Or we look into our terms, then only we will be able to understand the concept of conservatism. If I am a deep conservative, I strongly believe that if I am a deep conservative, I strongly believe that my children should be strictly under my control, and my children should take blessings from me. That is called as conservatism. Or conservatism means commitment towards traditional values. If I am a deep conservative, I will be strongly arguing that. Before the starting of studies, you must read some religious text, you must have a prayer. That is called as conservatism. If I am a conservative, I strongly believe that elders must get respect, parents must get respect in our context. That is what I say. I am saying in our context. That is called as traditional values. And I will not be interested to have a opposition towards many things. If I am a conservative, I will suggest that a family system in which father is getting dominance. But when you say a change in that system, when you say a change in that system, mother is getting dominance, children they are asked, what do you want, or which school you want to study, like this. That is a change, that we call it as change. And the meaning of conservatism, commitment to traditional values, commitment towards traditional values. And conservatism, it is a political philosophy. It is a political philosophy that gave importance to tradition. This is one word which is presented in your textbook that you want to study. And conservatism is a political philosophy that gave stress to tradition. Tradition means what I said is a tradition. An established institution. Established institution, when you come to the meaning of what meaning of established institution. Family is an established institution. Then in our context, some of you may know that living together is not an established institution. Religious places or a definite place is an established institution. For example, church, temple, mosque, it's an established institution. And when you have a religious ceremony in particular place, according to our convention, it is not an established institution. Customs, tradition preferred gradual development and quick change. So, conservatism doesn't give importance to change, or it doesn't give importance to fast change, quick change. That is what I am saying. Quick change is not interested by conservatives. And it says that it supports that the things which are in the society or the traditions in society should be kept. Gradual changes, okay. And then came this Napoleon was defeated, following the defeat of Napoleon 1815 in the Battle of Waterloo. This is a small thing about the Battle of Waterloo. And Waterloo, it is in Belgium. Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated. And all the people in Europe, they began to gradually move towards conservative ideas after the fall of Napoleon. And European sentiments or European governments was drawn by a spirit of conservatism and that believed established traditional institutions, state, society like monarchy, church, social hierarchies, property and family should be preserved. So, after the fall of Napoleon, everywhere in European government, you are able to see a spirit of conservatism, and conservatives believe that whatever the traditional institutions which are kept in the society earlier, which are kept in the state society earlier, the monarchical style of government, the religious institutions or the Roman Catholic Church, in your textbook it is presented as church, the social hierarchy, first estate, second estate, third estate, or landed aristocracy is getting dominance in the system, that is the social hierarchies. Property is in the hands of the landed aristocracy, and the family, everything should be preserved. That is what the conservatives believe after the fall of Napoleon Bonaparte. And most of the conservatives, what is conservatism? I think the idea is in your mind. The idea is in your mind. Then only you will be able to come up with the next part. Then only you will be able to come up with the next part. Most conservatives, they are not interested for the return of the society for a pre-revolutionary days. They are not interested for the society for a pre-revolutionary days. But they realize that the changes which is made by the Napoleon is okay. The changes which is made by the Napoleon is okay. The modernization which is created by the Napoleon, reduction of customs unions is okay. Or the reduction of the changes with the Napoleon's Code of 1804 is good. Or the changes which is made by the Napoleon is good in the system. The traditional institutions, monarchy, etc. is good. And the conservatives began to think that the conservatives began to think that the changes which are made by the Napoleons is okay. So conservatives, the conservatism is a philosophy. Conservatism is a philosophy, political philosophy, which says that the traditional institutions must be getting importance.